Lotus Live environment overall. All right. Let's go back into the presentation. Great. All right, so then the last section of the presentation, give you an idea on some roadmaps here. I think you'll hear a lot more about the social business framework probably all day today. But this is an important message to understand where IBM is taking our vision around social and collaborative software. Up till now, you've really seen us focus our messages around these core modules that are down here at the bottom. You hear a lot from us about workflow and forms and mobility and document management and blogging and social services. Those are all things that are the core technologies we build within the division. We're now integrating them more across IBM with the value-added modules. We're seeing partners integrate more clearly with them, with partner-added modules, to result in the solutions that you see at the top of the screen. And those solutions can be delivered either via the cloud or via premises or via a black box solution. So this framework is really what we envision going forward. You'll hear us maybe talk less about a particular product from Lotus, probably more about the capabilities that it delivers to help you become a social business with IBM solutions. So this framework is really guiding all of our activities. We're building things like a social business toolkit for developers that will help you build solutions on top of it, in addition to working with the products themselves that are part of the social business framework. I want to talk a bit about our mobile strategy. Mobile is an area where we are investing heavily. We grew our investment budget for mobile software this year by 40%, a significant resource investment. But we had to do that because, as you know, there are many different operating systems and solutions in the mobile space. There's Apple, there's Android, there's Nokia, there's BlackBerry, and there are other players. Users are increasingly expecting that mobile application to provide exactly the same capabilities that they have had previously on a desktop device. I've noticed here in Turkey that netbooks are very popular, for example. That netbook should be just as capable as my desktop was 2, 3, 5 years ago. We should be able to offer a full and complete work experience on that device, just as we have with a desktop or a browser. So we're investing in an approach of mobile and web first across all of the portfolio collaboration solutions. And we're trying to extend the value of the applications and things that you've built and invested in out to this range of mobile devices. The strategy isn't always going to be consistent. In some cases, we will build native applications, and in some cases, we'll use a browser. In some cases, we'll do push. In some cases, we'll do synchronization or real-time access. In some cases, we will make the application look like the device. And in some cases, we will use a consistent experience across multiple devices. So there's no easy way to address the mobile space. What I want you to take away is that we're investing very heavily in delivering solutions that are mobile and web first. So then roadmaps. So I talked about Lotus Live Symphony, and we did a brief demonstration. That's in tech preview right now, and will ship in the second half of this year as part of Lotus Live. We will then, after that, work on a version of Lotus Live Symphony to run within a premises environment, a private cloud environment. And then Symphony, as it exists as a desktop product, will get another release at the beginning of next year, and we will continue to iterate on it beyond that. In the Notes and Domino space, we've already begun our work on the next major release of Notes and Domino. Whether we call that Notes and Domino 9 or something else, I don't really know yet. Notes and Domino 9 to some degree is obviously the familiar and comfortable name, but we also have been in market for 22 years now, and I'd like to think that we need to do something to change the market perception of these products. So for now, it is just Notes and Domino Next. We'll see what we call it when we ship. There are 3 objectives to the Notes and Domino Next release: innovation, convergence, and continuity. In innovation, we have some goals around helping the end user to focus more on being productive as an individual as a result of being in a social and collaborative environment. We want them to use the services in an integrated manner, whether they're delivered in an on-premises way or in the cloud. And we want to converge the technology. We want to bring together the web and mobile experience that I just described with the desktop experience. When we build the next version of Notes and Domino, we're really starting to be in a world where IT organizations are telling us that they want to adopt things through a browser as much as possible and use an installed client where it adds value. So this is a change a little bit from where the market has been, where everybody assumed the rich client should always be the best experience. Now we need everything to be the best experience. And so it's a very subtle change in our body language around what we're building to converge the user experience around web and mobile and rich client. And then continuity continues to be a theme and an objective so that all of your Notes applications that you've invested in continue to run, and that you can learn from our work in Lotus Live as we add some of those capabilities into the product that we ship for your use. We plan to go to beta with this Notes and Domino Next release by the end of this year, and then to ship sometime in 2012. Some themes on the server side for Domino specifically. We're going to learn from our experience in building Lotus Live Notes, things around SAML authentication, automated user provisioning, automated server upgrades, fast fail and fast restart. Those are all things that we've had to engineer into the product for Lotus Live Notes, so we'll be engineering them into Domino as well. On the end user side of the equation, the Notes client and the browser side of the equation, we're adopting what we had been referring to as the IBM Project Vulkan user experience. So a lot of conceptual capabilities around in-place editing, being able to share any object as an action item within the activity stream. So all of these are capabilities that are being driven across the IBM collaboration portfolio, not just for Notes, but for connections and Quicker and same time as well. We will have an increased focus on consumability and deployment, make sure that the code is right from the very first release and that it's easy to deploy. I've already talked about web and mobile as the primary experiences, as being primary experiences. And then from a developer perspective, as I mentioned earlier, Xpages is a major component of the story. I do want to talk to those of you who are developers for 1 minute specifically about why Xpages is so important and why it will continue to be so important in this next release of Notes and Domino. I put this slide up in an e-meeting a couple of weeks before Lotusphere, where we were previewing our messages for Lotusphere with a group of our design partners. And they all reacted very strongly to me referring to Domino as a NoSQL database architecture. In some ways, Domino was the original NoSQL database architecture. This is now a very modern and hip concept, but this unstructured notion of how data is stored in the Domino database, we were there first decades ago. Building on that strength with Xpages has resulted in some really incredible solutions in the market, and we will continue to invest in that so that you can invest in it as well. One example is we just shipped a new version of the Team Room template on OpenNTF. It's not officially part of the product, but it's out there now, and it's a very modern web experience. In the next version of Domino, you will see us invest in things like making Domino an open social container, which will allow you to generate gadgets through Xpages and really embed experiences from other applications into Domino and vice versa. We will also provide APIs through REST interfaces for the first time, which will open up almost any aspect of the Domino infrastructure to be used at a programmatic level. We've been trying to do that for many years through proprietary APIs. We can do most of it, but this will be the first time that all of the web services interfaces are exposed in Domino. So what changes in 2012 when we ship Notes and Domino Next? For us, a focus on making individual users more productive, get away from the inbox as the center of gravity. My email volume has been decreasing for the last 2 years, even though I have taken on increased responsibility within IBM. This is the result of social collaboration. This is the result of using the right tool for the right problem. Email, and I've been an email guy for 25 years, was never designed to be the all-purpose collaboration tool. It's about one-to-one and one-to-many communication at its heart. Over the years, we have tried to make email much more than that interpersonal communication engine. Now, other collaboration tools have evolved to where a social business can use a complete palette of solutions. In 2012, the cloud will be part of the delivery model of our solutions, an integrated part, not a required part, but an integrated part. And productivity tools will move to the background, so you'll see them as you did in Lotus Symphony, but not live in the productivity tool all day long. What doesn't change in 2012? All of your Notes applications will continue to run. We think the opportunities are there to transition to X Pages. The core architecture of Notes and Domino will not change. Our commitment to interoperability and flexibility and cost of ownership will not change. The strong partner ecosystem as represented by the sponsors and attendees here today will not change. And the linked value across the entire IBM portfolio. So to conclude, if you've not already, we encourage you to upgrade to Notes and Domino 8.5.2. Very stable release, very widely adopted, reliable technology. You should consider the money-saving and fast-acting benefits of Symphony and Lotus Protector. If you're looking at the cloud, evaluate Lotus Live Notes and engage for the best in cloud collaboration. If you're a developer, learn X Pages. And last, be a reference customer. I live on reference stories. Companies always want to know what other companies are doing with IBM technology and the solutions. So if you are interested in being part of that and helping to tell your story, please let your IBM colleagues know. There are many of us in the room today, and we will help with that process. I will be here throughout the day. I'm happy to talk to you during breaks or lunch and answer your individual questions. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and have a great day.